Khaled's other side. The story of the man who fooled everyone. Khaled was a man known for his calm demeanor and his habit of staying within the confines of his home, never meddling in what did not concern him. He rarely stopped on the street except to greet or return a neighbor's greeting. He never missed a duty when a neighbor passed away or fell ill, and if invited to a joyous occasion, he made sure not to draw attention to his presence. Khaled's mysterious life. The neighbors did not know much about Khaled. It was said that he returned from Europe after spending 15 years there. Upon his return, he started working as a real estate trader, buying and selling plots of land, using the profits to buy larger plots. He did not have a known office. All his deals were conducted in a nearby cafe. Khaled was often absent from his home for days at a time, and when asked by a curious neighbor about his absence, he mentioned visiting a brother in the countryside. He lived alone since moving into the house, and he told the neighbors that his wife had passed away in Europe. When one of the neighbors suggested he remarry, Khaled replied that he would remain faithful to his late wife, to whom he had promised while she was on her deathbed. An ideal man in everyone's eyes. To those who knew him, Khaled was seen as a faithful, ideal man. Every time he returned from the countryside, he held a night of remembrance, setting up tables laden with delicious food. However, despite this simple, humble appearance, there was a dark side to Khaled's life. The police's surprise. One day, as Khaled was returning from the countryside, a police checkpoint stopped him. The officer requested his car papers, which Khaled handed over without hesitation. Then, unexpectedly, the officer asked to open the trunk. Khaled got out of the car and opened the trunk, which contained nothing. The officer then requested Khaled to take out the spare tire. When Khaled removed it, the officer slashed it open and found inside black bags tightly wrapped with adhesive tape. Upon opening these bags, they found bundles of counterfeit money. The great escape. At that moment, while the officer and his superior were examining the bags, Khaled sped away in his car like an arrow. This move took the police by surprise, who did not expect him to flee. The officer and his superior jumped into their patrol car and started the chase, alerting a checkpoint down the road to set up a barrier. But Khaled veered his car into a desert side road and managed to escape. Revealing the other side, Khaled arrived at a concealed house in the desert, several kilometers from the main road. He ordered the gatekeeper to open the door and went into hiding. 10 days later, the doorbell rang. Khaled ordered the gatekeeper to open the door and greeted a 40-year-old man with a wide smile. The gatekeeper overheard their conversation about a person named Azaaz, who had planted the counterfeit money in Khaled's spare tire as revenge for a dispute among partners in the counterfeiting operation. Khaled told his visitor that Azaaz had sentenced himself to death. The bloody end. 4 days later, Azaaz's body was found, and the police confirmed that his killing was an act of revenge, as he was strangled with a rope until his eyes bulged. The next morning, a police officer came to the concealed house, and after lifting Khaled's fingerprints, the police confirmed his act. The informant about Khaled's possible killing of Azaaz was the gatekeeper, who overheard their conversation about avenging the traitor.